Sorry.
How you doing today, man?
Good.
You doing well today? Clearly have great taste.
I like walls, though. No, we got more art than walls.
Well, they say art's never finished until it's appreciated. So just keep coming by and taking your time to work. You have the chance to hit the QR code on the side as well. We'd love for you to be a part of it.
Sure, okay, thank you. Are you one of his reps?
I'm his son, and my brother and I represent him and a few other artists.
Well, good. Can you tell us, can you talk about your dad's work?
Of course, of course.
Okay.
Is this on film?
Yes.
Yeah. So, my father is a
Wait a
mixed...
minute. First of all, tell us who you are, my audience.
My name is Forrest Clark. My brother and I run Clark Galleries, and we represent my father and a few other artists that we grew up around.
And what's your father's dad? Or your dad's name?
Our father is Athlone Clark, the work that you see on the walls.
Now you have to say that kind of slowly because you know these people out here they may have hearing deficits. So a little bit slower, please.
That's Athlone Clark, is my father, who creates the work that you see on the walls.
Okay, then tell us about your dad's work, please.
So my father is a mixed media artist, and that means he works with acrylic, wet, dry media, literature, and especially found objects. And what you will see in these found objects is many pieces that at one point were, about to be discarded or about to be lost. And my father uses his ability in the arts, his ability to curate and arrange the work to sort of breathe a new life into it.
Okay, great. Now, with that being said, let's pick out a couple pieces, like one or two that you could discuss, please. How about, oh my God, this phenomenal piece standing to your left. I mean, your right.
Yeah, so passion has its own logic.
You can speak a little bit.
Passion has its own logic.
Passion has its own
logic. Passion
its
has
own logic. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm waiting to hear that story.
Yes. So I mean, all of these pieces have many stories behind it, but a lot of what I've heard inspire this piece of work is when we go to these shows and we get to meet so many people, one of the first questions they ask is, what does this piece mean? And my father creates a very specific message often at time, but it's very important to him that people apply their own messages onto it, that people project themselves onto the work. You'll see aspects like mirrors on the piece, or the strings that help tell story that sort of push these viewers to project themselves on it further. And so what my father says is that before we speak to you our interpretation or our own passion for the work, we would like you to trust in your own passion, trust in your own logic, and bring that to us first.
Oh my God, it is so powerful. And I'm not even going to go to another piece because I would like to know from you and maybe from your dad's perspective, what insight would you or your dad provide to young and inspiring artists of color?
Great art is made through authentic experience.
Great art is made through authenticity. Is that what you said?
Yes, authenticity, but I want to stress the side of experience. What is important when you create art is that you're channeling something that is beyond yourself, but it speaks towards your history, your ancestry, your community. Because selling art is great. Selling art and having something that looks pretty on the walls is great. But for your own personal wealth, your health, and what you find in your community, it's important to create work that's not just marketable, that is not just pretty, but work that means something to you and your loved ones.
Oh my God, and my last and final question is this. As a part of your own mental health and wellness, how has art has a personal effect on you, and as far as your dad? Personally, how has art affected your mental health and wellness? Because I believe that art is powerful, art is healing, and art speaks in a non-verbal way to every individual differently. So I would like to hear how it affects you and your dad.
Well, art is one way of expressing, again, our history. And often at times when we feel lost, when we need guidance, or if we ever feel hurt and we're looking for healing, oftentimes what we need to do is look towards our ancestry and look towards our history. And so art is a space for you to, is an outlet for you to have that expression of history, family, and love, and allows you the opportunity to redefine it.
And what about your space? Because that's sharing for others. I mean, for your health and wellness. How are you affected by it?
So for myself,
yes.
I do photography for our gallery, and as an art form, that allows me a space, again, not only to find my own health and wellness and my guidance, but also to work in a space that really speaks to my character and to what's important to me. When I get to help artists that I grew up around with their work, it fills me with more, I guess, joy than a 9-to-5 would. So it provides me a new path outside of the ones that have been laid out for me. It allows me to be a trailblazer, which gives me strength.
Oh my God, this man is going to make me cry. And so with that being said, slowly, how do individuals who are listening and viewing and hearing this powerful Black heritage art statement and mission and vision, how will they reach out to you? Slowly, or your dad?
So you can find our work just by looking up the name Athlone Clark.
Now you may have to spell that because I don't even know how to search for it.
Yeah.
Slowly with the letters, please.
So that's A-T-H-L-O-N-E, Athlone Clark, C-L-A-R-K-E.
Great. Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, that was so. I have to stop this because